Love is in the air, but so are hackers. What if I told you the most dangerous place on the internet isn't the dark web, it's actually your dating app?
You're listening to Cyber Sisters. I'm Blair.
I'm Shayla.
And I'm Roha.
Think of this as your favourite catch up with the girls, except we're breaking down cyber.
Having the conversations that the industry isn't always ready for. We all know cyber pays well, but at what cost?
Whether you're joining the cyber industry or simply leveling up, we've got you.
This is your space. Welcome in.
That's a rough way to start the podcast, Shayla.
And that's how we're starting today. I mean it though. Imagine you're on your phone, middle of the night, 11 p.m, bam, someone hits you with, you look beautiful. I swiped right because I think you're the perfect match for me. Let's meet. And they're telling you all the things you want to hear.
Mm-hmm. And what, 3 weeks later, they want your mum's maiden name, your bank details, your email address.
That's exactly what they want.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Love, Lies, and Fraudsters.
Today, we're going to be talking about love scams and romance fraud and why cybersecurity will be the best wingwoman you ever have.
So, Roha, why does love lower our defenses and why does logic leave the chat as soon as we fall in love?
So think about it though, from a cybersecurity perspective, love is the perfect social engineering attack.
All right, and for those that don't know what a social engineering attack is, it's basically someone using your emotions to get through the door.
Mm-hmm.
I walk into a building and it's raining outside and I just want to get in and use your toilet. I come in, I'm pregnant. I really need to use the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
It's pouring down rain. My husband hasn't arrived. Suddenly, someone's like, okay, come on in.
You don't want
use
to be
the
the
toilet.
asshole that says no, right?
To the pregnant lady.
Yeah. And that's using your emotions of guilt and like, oh my God, I feel so sorry for this person and that urgency. This person's going to burst if they don't go to the toilet. Like, it's using those emotions to then prompt you to do something you would probably not normally do in any other circumstances.
Absolutely. So that's what a social engineering attack. And that is what the scammers use for love. They know that love it's the strongest emotion, right? It's the easiest one to play on.
Yeah.
So that's what they're going to play on.
Mm-hmm. Social engineering exploits urgency, trust, and emotion.
Yeah. And attackers literally get all three when it comes to love. Like the last thing you want to do is go, hey, do you mind holding up a newspaper with today's date on it? Yeah. Just so that I know that you're real. Yeah. You're not going to do that. Someone's going to think you're a psychopath. So to avoid having that newspaper up, what we do want to do is take precautions. Like for me personally, when I go on a first date, I don't go on a first date anymore, I'm engaged. But if I were to, or when I was going on first dates, let's say, I don't know, I need to go to the toilet. I never leave my ID, my keys. I don't leave my bag on the table because technically this person is a stranger. Yeah. I personally didn't date on dating apps. I liked meeting people naturally and organically. But if you are meeting people for the first time off a dating app, this person is a stranger. And unfortunately, you have to assume they haven't got your best interest at heart. So the last thing you want to do is leave your ID with your address on it, your driving license with everything about you on there. What you do want to do is take it with you to the toilet. Yeah. And you want to be asking the right questions, questions that potentially might make the other person feel uncomfortable. I'm cutthroat. I'm asking you on the first date, what's your credit like? Yeah. What's your credit score? Yeah. Like, talk to me. Because if I find out, you tell me on the first date, my credit score's excellent or it's good. And then 3 weeks down the line, you're telling me, I haven't got good enough credit to take out a loan. Can you take a loan out for me? Yeah. There's a discrepancy there.
I think you would also see their reaction to when you ask them and they like that. Yeah. For me, instantly red flag because you don't have an answer prepped because you weren't expecting that. But like if you're lying, you have to think twice. Like you catch them out. So I think more than the question, it's the reaction you're looking for.
And your gut feeling.
Yeah.
Like if your gut feeling tells you something is off, like we watch all these Netflix series and these shows about women that are basically falling for love scams.
Yeah.
And all of them say the same thing, like, my gut feeling said something was off, but I really liked him, or he was really attractive, or he ticked all the right boxes. It's not difficult for these guys to tick the right boxes, right? If I find you on Facebook and Instagram and you're saying, my perfect guy would be this, I love traveling, I work in tech, I am really close with my family, it's not hard for me to now go on a first date and say, oh, I work in tech too.
Yeah.
Oh, I love my family. I travel the world.
Especially if
You've
it's
been
all on
into-
social media.
It's all on social media.
Yeah.
You've been into India. I've been to India. You've been to Cape Verde. You've been to the Caribbean. So have I. You know, and we connect, not realizing that I've done all my research on you.
It's kind of weird that we connect in so much. So go on, Shayla, talk to us about the Tinder swindler. Like, we've been wanting to talk about this and do an episode on this, because I think from a cyber sisters point of view and from cybersecurity, like, we know, like, you know, people using dating apps and they're somewhat kind of blindly trusting people. Maybe not everyone, but it is something that is a concern. And I think that the sisterhood and the community we're trying to build is talking about these things that could be a bit awkward at times. So let's go into it with Tinder swindler.
So did you know that people that read are actually calmer under pressure?
And this is why we've launched Cyber Sisters Book Club. We are building a community of like-minded women who want to read more, and want to share their love for reading, to network and get to know other people. And we would love for you to be part of our community. So join us, our link is below, and we'd love to see you there.
I like talking about the Tinder swindler because I think he's really smart. He played the game well.
But he didn't do anything out of the ordinary. It was all
Exactly.
very simple, basic stuff.
That's my point there.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything crazy. All he did was send women videos every single day and basically get them to believe and trust that he was in love with them and that he was perfect. And now with AI, it makes it even easier to be this fake millionaire. You don't have to go on a real private jet. You don't have to be shopping for real. You can just put Photoshop yourself into these or AI yourself into these locations and people are going to believe it. So with Simon Leviev, so for those that haven't watched the Tinder swindler, Simon Leviev is the main guy. So he is the king of swindlers. He has 10 women going on the go. And he's basically doing videos and he's sending them all the same video.
At the same time.
At the same time. So good morning, babe. I love you. I miss you.
He's probably
Can't
keeping
wait
it so generic that you can copy and paste it across.
That's
all
exactly
messages.
what he
Right,
did.
right.
So he's smart to a certain extent. He's like,
so why do I have to say good morning, Shayla, good morning, Roha, but I can say good morning, babe?
because I call you all babe and I don't have to remember names as well now. You call me, hey babe, what are you doing? Do you know what I mean? So you have to look out for these things. But with the Tinder swindler, the reason he was smart is because he played on all of our emotions, whether it was fear, whether it was love, whether
Wanting you, I want you to like me.
yes,
Yeah.
and he would then reverse engineer it too.
Yeah.
So he would say, lend me £100, like I need it for next week, but I'll pay you back. All right, cool. Next week he actually pays you back.
It's building that trust.
Is building that trust, and that's what social engineering is as well. I'm consistently saying, lend me some money and I'm paying you back. I'm paying you back. So the third time when I ask you to lend it to me because of this, my enemies are after me, because that's what he was saying. My enemies are after me and they're going to kill me and I'm the love of your life. So you want to save me, right?
Yeah.
So send me 10 grand and I've paid you back those other 3 times you've lent me money. So, you know, trust me.
And you've got to think about it from like the women's point of view as well. They're thinking, this guy's got a private jet. This guy travels around and surely he's going to have money. And I maybe I sound really bad when I say this, but there's that element of, if I give you 100 in the future, you're going to give me 100,000 because you're so rich. So they're kind of seeing what's in it for them too, which I know doesn't justify it. I'm really not trying to blame the women, but there is that element, and that he's
And
clever
he's aware of that.
because he uses that. Like, he wants you, like, he knows you want to be in a private jet. And by like having this relationship, you think, oh, I'm going to get onto the private jet because I helped him out when he needed help.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And not only that, he took it one step further. So he'd get them to sometimes meet him. He'd get you on first class tickets to come and see him. And then he'd be like, let's go and look for apartments together.
Nothing to show for
It's
it.
got nothing to show for it. It all comes from the pockets of other women. So these women are trusting him and believing that he's going to set up shop with them. You know, we're going to have kids. You know what we do as women. As soon as you like someone, you start fantasizing on what life could look like.
And Simon Leviev wasn't actually an outlier. So I actually read this stat somewhere that in the last 12 months, people have lost £11.2 billion in the UK alone to scams.
But this is crazy because it means the money's there.
It's a profitable market.
It's a very profitable market. If I'm a scammer and I'm like, hold on, I don't have to actually hack. I can just socially engineer people.
Yeah, and I have to be charismatic person. That's all I have to do to get so much money out of people.
I actually watched the lady, one of the main women that was Simon Leviev's main victim. She's now got her own show on Netflix. I don't love it, so I'm not going to sit here and recommend it, but it's like background noise. And I was watching one of the episodes, and the guy who was basically doing what Simon Leviev does, he was 6'4", really good looking, you know, your typical, like, he was Caucasian, your typical guy that you would look at and almost want to trust. And what he did was, sorry, you are making me want to laugh. Why are you smiling?
Because I've just got like, I want a man in finance. 6 foot trust fund. That's all that's going through my head. But it's true though, because it is true, because that, like, typically if you ask a girl like, what's your dream man, they're gonna be like, oh, he's rich, he's tall, he's got this, he's got that. And then when someone like that comes along, you're so like wowed and mesmerized that you just have to trust this person, because if you don't, that idea that you have of this person goes.
Poofs, it disappears.
So you want to trust in the fantasy because he's everything you've ever thought you wanted.
Exactly.
And that's why it works so well. So that's why when good looking people do that, it's why they're successful. It's because, like, they think everyone wants them, and everyone, well, those people do kind of want them.
And it marries up, like, looks, and even in careers, like, you know, you meet someone for the first time, whether you like it or not, you're judging. You are judging 100%. Like, no one can say they don't unless you're blind. So that's what they use as hooks to bring and bait these women in.
Why does he need to, like, think about it, like, why did Simon Leviev need to be this millionaire? Because it's what hooks you in. So you were going back to that woman who was one of his victims.
Yes. So she's got her own show, and basically she's going around America and helping women that have been in the same situation as her. And the reason why the 11.2 billion that has been lost over the last 12 months, that's only in the UK, but it's also the hardest crime to prove. So as a scammer, this is a walk in the park for you, because all you're going to do is tell other male police officers that, oh, she's just a crazy ex-girlfriend, man. I don't know. And some of these scammers have gone as far as marrying their victims and leaving with 50% of their money.
But even think about it though, like, if, for example, you've never met the person and you've given them money, where is the police going to start the investigation? Like, they don't even know who they're looking for.
Exactly.
Because, like, probably 9 times out of 10, this person doesn't even look like this person. He's completely different. So you're being, what's that word? Catfish.
Catfish.
You're being catfished.
Yes.
So, like, even if, like, okay, people marry, they do that, which I think is psychotic on a different level. Like, that's really messed up. But imagine, like, you've never met this person, and there's been so many instances where people give up money, they've never met this person because, oh, every time something comes up, and then you go to the police and say, look, I've lost my money. Where did you get that from?
Yeah. And on top of that, you haven't lost your money technically. You voluntarily sent it to this person. So you need to prove that this person is a liar. You need to prove that they are doing this with multiple women across the country.
Which is impossible.
It's impossible unless you've got enough money to hire a private investigator, which most of these women do not have.
No.
And if they've been scammed for hundreds of thousands, what's to say that I'm going to hire a private investigator and it's still not going to be successful? So it is an interesting scam, because for me, it's using your emotion to trigger a feeling in you to want to send me money or help me or get me out of this hole.
I think it's so messed up, because I think it picks on the most vulnerable feelings of a human, which is what makes it so twisted for me. Because if you, for example, have a really low self-worth, and there's this one guy telling you you're gorgeous, you look amazing, and you almost can't believe your look, and you want more of that. So I think it's actually really twisted how people pick on that, and they would have to know you. They have to be really good at reading people to be able to know what makes them tick. And I think that's what makes them so successful. It's that social engineering side. And it's the part you mentioned at the start, like in so many cases, all of this information is readily available online because you're on LinkedIn and the guy knows you've got a really good job. Then he'll go and search you on Instagram and he's like, oh, she goes on holidays, she does all of this, she, like you've already mentioned. So slowly, this person's building a picture. And then you like tag your dog and be like, oh, my dog Jake is like, I don't know if anyone names their dog Jake, but like,
Love that.
but it's like, oh, I love my dog Jake. And he'll be like, he'll use that as like, oh, how's Jake? You know, like when someone says, how's your dog?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, yeah, my dog's fine. But then if someone says, oh, how's Jake? You're like, oh, like
You really care. So Roha and I have documented some red flags that you should be looking out for.
Number one is they avoid video calls. So there's always a bad connection. Their camera's broken. They were taking a dip in their private pool, and you know they got water in their phone. Always the same excuse, babe. I'm really sorry. I'm in a meeting right now. I can't do a video call. That's my number one red flag.
Okay, so make sure they can do video calls.
Yeah, make sure like any normal person, like if you call them, they're there. Like, you know, you just get a vibe with these things.
I agree. All right, so next one. This is definitely a red flag. They move at super speed with your relationship.
Yeah.
I just find that weird anyway. I'm someone that likes to take things slow and I want to feel you out. So make sure you're feeling these people out. But basically they move super fast and they start with, I've never felt this way before. By day 2, you don't even know me on day 2.
I think for me it's like day 3 when it's like I love you. By day 3 it's like
you're my soulmate.
Oh man.
Yeah, so definitely look out for people that are rushing the situation because they're rushing for a reason, right?
I feel like this is us going off track, but I feel like the right person will just wait it out.
100%.
They'll just wait like until they know it's the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number 3 for me is financial drama. So all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you know, they've got no money. They've had an argument with someone. They're locked out of all of their accounts. They were waiting for a wire transfer to come through, and for a 5 million, and it's stuck somewhere in, I don't know, like the middle of the Mediterranean Ocean. And
The usual.
yeah, they just lost their accounts, and they need money, and they need it now. That for me, major red flag.
Are you someone that lends people money?
Wait.
I have a limit, you know.
Okay. Do you know whenever I lend someone money, what I think is if I didn't get this back, would I be okay?
Same.
So if someone said, give me £6,000, I'd say no.
No. Because I would not be okay with
Yeah.
that.
If someone says, give me £100, and it's only people that I know.
Yes.
Can I have £100? Oh, yeah, okay, fine.
Yeah. Because I can live without that.
Yeah. But if you're like remortgaging your house to rescue someone else, fuck no, I'm not doing that. Like,
And that's what some of these women do. And that's how deep you can fall into the hole.
yeah.
All right. So I think the next one's a really important one.
Okay.
Asking for passwords and sensitive information. The reason why I think this one's important is because it can be seen as something not that deep.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
oh, can I log into your Netflix account?
Yeah.
Oh, what's your password for that?
Yeah.
And, you know, 9 times out of 10, we use the same password for certain things, right? So they're already trying to build up a picture. Okay, does she use the same password for certain things? Or is she using those iPhone passwords with like 100 characters? So they're already building up a picture of you. Oh, it has 2-factor authentication. Where is it going to your phone? Or is it going to your email?
Yeah, but listen to this though. Like, imagine they get that password and then they use it on your Instagram, and then they realize, oh shit, like this is the same password on their Instagram, and then they use your account to reach out to your family and friends and be like, I need money ASAP, and then they.
Oh, you've gone into the rabbit hole.
Yeah. Like, yes, and that is literally working. And this is what you should be thinking. Everyone should be thinking like that.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's what hackers do, though.
Because they're strangers. These people are strangers. The frustrating thing with this type of scam, they're willing to wait it out. They are willing to wait it out.
Because think about it, the longer they wait, the more money they're going to get.
Exactly, the bigger the trust. And in the case that there was a case on one of those episodes where the guy he didn't fall in love with the victim, but he married her. He married her because he asked her for £800,000 and she said no. The next month he proposed.
So
the next month, and she said yes, and you could see in the proposal video she was really uncomfortable. You could tell it wasn't natural. She said yes because she was fighting against her gut feeling, and it goes back to follow your gut. So I like to think of cybersecurity as like a way of having self-respect. Like cybersecurity, you've got to have passwords. That's you having boundaries.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's all it is. If you
Yeah.
think about two-factor authentication, that's me
Verifying.
building a trust and verifying that you are who you say you are.
Mhm.
Like, and that's how I like to think of it. And that's how the two mesh very well. You've got to be really cynical. And it's unfortunate, but I feel like pre-internet, you still had to be cynical.
Yeah.
People, there were other scams before the internet
Mhm.
existed, right? So you just have to take it back a step and say, do I know you? Do I trust you? Do you give me a good gut feeling? Not the fuzzy butterflies, a good gut feeling about who you are.
Yeah. And I think as well, if it's too good to be true, then it probably is. And this isn't me saying like you don't deserve all of these private jets and stuff, but if you feel like, wait, this just feels too good to be true, I think that's a lot. That's the same with phishing scams and all of the scams. Like all of a sudden a man in a cape has come to my rescue. They might just not go with what your gut is saying.
And the difference between criminals, cyber criminals, and love scams is that these guys aren't breaking in. They are being invited in.
Yeah.
So you need to watch out for who you're inviting in. Like, if you haven't known someone for more than a couple of dates, why are you bringing them to your home? Especially if you live alone. It's dangerous.
But it's also like the people that like you don't ever meet and you fall in love with. Like that's crazy, because then you're giving access to all your accounts, to all your family, your lifestyle. You want to talk about your family, so now they know the name of your parents and stuff. So like, you're inviting these people into your life as well, which is just crazy.
And 9 times out of 10, you're going to give up the information because you're just thinking I'm having a normal conversation.
Like, people give up so much information just passing by.
Yeah.
Like, you give up so much of who you are in such a casual conversation. So imagine you're in a romantic relationship. You're going to like pour out your heart open and trust this person to really trust you. But little do you know, this person's building this whole image of you and this whole kind of portfolio of who you are as a person and where your weaknesses are.
100%.
So I guess the point here is, before we do wrap up, is be that friend to yourself that you would be for someone else. So if your friend came to you and said, I need to give £500 to this person that I've never met, but I'm completely in love with them. We met 2 weeks ago. We're in love. We're going to meet up. We're going to get married. You as a friend, your voice of logic would be like, that's crazy. You're rushing things. You don't even know him. How did you meet? Like, why are you giving him money? But when you're going through that, I guess be that same voice of logic for yourself, and I guess be kind to yourself, because we always have this thing where we're like kinder to other people who are going through it, and then we're horrible to ourselves and be like, oh, it's gonna be fine, it's gonna be fine. So I guess just be that friend to yourself would be
definitely
a big tip from me.
And your gut never lies. Like, if the feeling, even if it comes across as mean and this person's in a really difficult situation, which they could be in,
the thing is
you're not at fault,
and it's not your job to save the world. Like,
exactly,
right? Like,
so especially if it's going to put you in a hole. So
I think especially as women, like, it's not on us to fix people. Like, we have to focus on us. And I think men, I'm stereotyping, but men and most people know that women have this tendency to go and be the person who's gonna look after you. But if someone's knocking on your door asking for money, just say no, because you've got everything to lose.
And that comes it comes in so many shapes and sizes, because like I said before, some people are willing to play the long game. So protect yourself. Even if you are getting married, get that prenup, especially if you know you've got a lot to lose. And do your research. Like, what is your credit score? Where do you live?
Do background
Have
checks.
I met your family and friends? Who are your parents? What country are you from? Like, all of these things, and do the research, so much so that your gut feeling will eventually tell you whether to go left or to go right.
And I would argue, if you feel like you need to do all of that, so your answer is
Exactly. I agree. All right, as usual, you guys have been asking, so we're going to share, because we are not gatekeepers. So my outfit today is all from Mango. You can get them all separately. So I've got the jumper from Mango, I got the jacket from Mango, and I've got the leather trousers from Mango. And I tried to go for the comfy vibe today, so I didn't wear shoes.
My outfit today, jeans Mango, jacket Zara, jumper Zara, and again, no shoes, because we're cool out here.
Thank you for listening to today's podcast, all about love scams, life, and just being prepared for all situations. And we'll see you back soon, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you soon. Thank you.